Hello, trans youth. The topic this week is being a transsexual versus being a genderqueer, crossdresser, or other identities that you can identify as. How did you find out what you are? Do you feel it could change at any time? I'm not sure how I would quantify the differences between transsexual and genderqueer. I don't identify as genderqueer, although I do know a lot of genderqueer people. The older generations of transsexuals have tended to be more binary identified. The idea of being proud of androgyny, somewhat new and difficult to really get respect and get people to accept. Your transition required a very binary, essentially the more that you acted and looked like a cis girl, the more you would be accepted, which of course, it just tends to be that way. A lot of the people I know just take issue with having to identify at all. You could be so in between any one group that you would not fit in, but therefore you make a group. I can't really understand being proud and advocating for non-choice. People that want to fight for unisex bathrooms and they want to wear skirts, but they also want to act masculine. It's a big complicated thing. Perhaps just out of protest, refuse to conform. I can certainly remember times in my life earlier on where I was androgynous and going to the bathroom was very uncomfortable, and I would have valued having unisex bathrooms in public spaces. I don't feel that not having them is as unsafe as a lot of young genderqueer people do. I don't really believe that everyone is in danger. We live in a very reactionary society, and I think people will protest anything that they can think of. How we identify will change constantly through transition. Our brains change, who we are will change, who we're attracted to will change, kinds of relationships we have will change. I've been in relationships with men and then broke up because I wanted to date girls, and I've been in relationships with girls and I broke up because I wanted to go back to dating men, or I wanted to date trans people, or nothing stays the same. I think it's perfectly possible that how we identify could continue to evolve throughout our lives. I may always identify as a regular woman, but who I am and other parts of my identity will always change. I don't dress the same that I used to. I don't dress nearly as feminine as I used to. I used to wear skirts and dresses all the time. I used to wear high heels all the time. I think it's good to be able to stop thinking about how we identify and just go on and do what we're comfortable with.